Hey everybody,
Yep. I'm Jane.
I'm Becky.
I'm Kris.
We're so excited. We have our first interview on our show.
Yeah, we've been waiting since we started. We've been telling you week after week, right? So here we are. We're excited about having Kris here.
Thank you.
Yeah, thanks for joining us.
I'm excited to be here.
Tell us a little bit about yourself, Kris.
So I've homeschooled my children. I had 7 children for 30 years. And alternative
That is
education.
a commitment.
That is a
Big time.
commitment.
Big
Wow.
time.
Yeah. We met in co-ops, and so I educated other people's kids too.
Wow, so that's a lot of experience.
Yeah. My youngest is 19, going off to college soon, and so now it's
Wow.
time to think about, like, now what?
Right. We wanted, Kris has a lot of background in education in that she's educated her own kids, and it's such an issue that we're looking at quickly here coming up. And a lot of decisions that need to be made, whether people are sending their kids back to school or whether they're going to keep them home. So Kris was the ideal one to have here. She's got a lot of experience.
Yeah, we're looking at, things are changing and shifting for a lot of us, a lot of folks.
Yeah.
A lot of families, a lot of kids at home, parents not sure how they're going to approach this, what they're going to do. And so I know that you're exploring some options.
Yes.
Yeah. We don't know what those options are at this point.
It's okay. We're exploring.
We are exploring.
Yes.
I think everybody's exploring. I
Yes.
think our
Yes.
whole world is exploring.
Yes.
Yeah.
At
Absolutely.
this point, nobody knows really what they're going to do or what the schools are going to do at this point.
No, right now we're just trying to breathe through this, right? I mean, a lot of it is just, we have to just kind of ground into all the shifting and changing that's happening.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah.
There's a wonderful quote about figuring out what makes you come alive and do that.
And do that.
Because
Yes.
that's what the world needs.
Yes,
is
that's
people
what
who
we're
have come
doing.
alive. Yeah. Oh, totally.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So that's a focus point for the school or for education. Figure out what makes you come alive. Figure out what makes your kids come alive. Figure out what makes you come alive and do that.
Yes. I love that.
Yeah.
Well, because we're starting to learn that it carries an energy or a frequency or a field that's engaging, that when you're doing something you love to do, it doesn't feel like work. You want to learn. Kids want to learn when they're doing something that they're interested in or they're excited about or they're, passionate towards. They
Right.
automatically want to learn.
Right. Yes.
They come out of the womb wanting to learn. I mean,
Yes.
that's what
They
they
do.
do.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's so true.
And it keeps the sparkle in their eyes. And when you want to learn something, you learn it in record time. You don't
That's
need
true.
15 years to learn this. You don't need 8 hours a day to learn this.
Right.
When you're motivated,
You do it.
you do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I had a daughter like that. She didn't do well in school, and I pulled her out early, and she would decide what she wanted to learn. Like I had a book on oils. She took that book and she memorized
yeah.
the oils.
Yeah.
She had no application for that except for herself.
But she does now.
She loved it, and now she's a massage therapist,
Yeah.
and she's going into business.
Yeah.
So
And she's totally connected to
Yeah.
that kind of
the wellness.
yeah, the
whole
wellness side of it.
thing.
Mhm. Yeah.
So, and I'm sure you found that with your kids as well.
Oh yeah, I'll never forget one year when I threw out all the curriculum and I said, okay kids, what do you want to learn?
Yay! Cool.
I mean, I was tired too, after
Yeah.
7 kids, it was like, okay, forget this.
Yeah.
Wow. So how did it go?
Oh my gosh, Susie chose Egypt, and I swear she learned more Egyptian history,
cool
the
is that?
language, how to
Wow.
mummify. She could have been a college professor at the age of 12.
Oh my gosh.
Wow.
That's great. That's great.
And then Dorothy just wanted to learn science. And
Which
she
fits with what she's
Yeah.
doing now.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
she
Very
wants to
cool.
go into nursing.
Mm-hmm.
Very
So-
cool.
Yeah. And
Nice.
yeah.
So you encourage that. Yeah.
Yeah. What
great.
makes you come alive?
Yeah.
Do that.
Do that.
Do that. Yes.
And it leads you, like your daughter, it leads you to the next thing. And then the
Yes.
next thing.
Yes.
And then
Exactly.
Because there's nobody that says you have to stick with it.
Right,
You know.
right,
Because what turns you on now doesn't mean it's gonna forever.
exactly.
Well, we evolve and grow and
Yeah,
things shift.
So education's very dynamic, very relevant, very current.
yeah.
And so
Very
you're,
awesome.
and so it seems that now you're working with a group of people exploring what that might mean. How do we do this? How do we support our families, right, that are going through some changes and challenges perhaps, and yet keep that what makes you come alive idea.
And what keeps the school alive.
Oh,
Because if the
right.
teachers aren't alive,
Oh,
if
gosh,
the
yes.
students aren't alive, if there's
absolutely.
not a dynamic interchange and a living, breathing sort of shift and change and
Yeah.
go with the flow, then it doesn't work. It's
Right.
old.
Yes.
It becomes old.
Yeah,
Like,
boring. All right.
It's absolutely true. I had a child who was totally bored with school because it was, he just wasn't interested in what they were
Yeah,
teaching.
yeah.
You know.
No. I worked for a school it was a charter school in California, and this is the way they worked. What's the child excited about? That's the course we'll put them in. And they would have groups of kids that were excited about the same thing.
Yes.
And they'd
Yes.
bring them together, and man, those kids would go gangbusters, and they ended up with the top SAT scores in the state of California.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's,
yeah, yeah. My kids excelled in every way.
Mhm.
yeah.
Yeah. Well, we need you at our next meeting.
I think you just put yourself in that category.
Did I just jump on board that
think
board?
you did.
I think you did.
Yeah, well, okay. I don't have anything else happening.
No, we're not doing
No.
videos, or we're not doing.
No, I'm not working anywhere.
We're not working or anything like that. That's great.
Yeah, no, I would love to be part of
Yeah.
that, creating something new.
Well, so a little known fact about Jane and I is that we did
Yes.
create an alternative school
We did.
several years ago.
It was awesome, too.
It was
We
an
had
amazing,
so much
it was
fun.
amazing.
Yeah, we did have a lot of fun.
We had a great time.
Yeah, the kids did some curriculum, and then we had musical instruments available for them to just play. The drum set kind of annoyed our neighbor, but other than that, and then we had a teacher who was all outdoors, so he would teach them math by building things, and
Yeah.
he would take them cross country skiing. He would, he was awesome, and the kids were excited.
They were very
We
excited.
had one 8th grade. What grade were they in? 6th grade?
Middle school.
Middle
I think.
school?
I'm trying to.
He had dropped
remember.
out. His mom let
Yeah.
him drop out,
Yeah.
and he was willing to come
Mhm.
with us and be part
And
of it.
that was a huge, huge thing for that
It
boy
was.
to be able to come and interact in that way in a
Yeah.
different environment than a
Yeah.
regular school setting.
Yeah, it was awesome.
Well, and how many people actually love going to school?
Yeah,
I mean, really,
Yeah.
if they weren't forced to go to school, how many kids would
Would
actually
go.
be in school?
yeah,
Mhm.
yeah. Truth.
Or is it parents that are forcing their kids to be in school?
Yeah.
How many of those kids would be somewhere else where they wanted to be?
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Absolutely.
Right.
Yeah. Well, what do you say?
I think we're
I
good.
think we're good.
Kris, do you have any other parting thoughts about what you'd like to share about this
Hey.
whole idea?
Figure out what makes you come alive and do that.
Yes.
We are
Yes.
doing that.
We are doing that.
And if you want to contact me about
Yes.
alternative education or exploring the ideas and what that might look like in the fall, I'm here.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and we'll
good.
provide Chris's email for you to contact her with questions or concerns or ideas.
And maybe Jane too.
And maybe Becki too.
Oh, maybe Becki too. Yeah, Becki's been in education for a while.
Yeah.
I met Becki through an after-school
I
program.
know. Yeah. I was the
So.
director for an after-school program for several years, and we did a lot of alternative activities with those kids. It was amazing.
Yeah.
It was an amazing
was
program.
Yeah. So, anyway,
Yes.
thank you, Kris.
Thanks for letting me come, even though I didn't get the memo about the wife.
Oh gosh,
I know. Somehow.
next time we'll have you back.
Okay.
We'll have
right,
let
Oh,
me
I
know.
we got
As-
lots of topics
yeah.
we can talk about.
Yeah, and
so
yes, there are a lot of topics, and things are going to progress with your plans and options and that kind of thing. We want to hear more about that.
we do.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. Hey,
Thanks,
we'll
everybody.
See you later.
See
Bye.
you. Bye.
Bye.